Hello everyone, welcome to BA Consulting Pro. Today is Sunday. Sunday means DAX Sunday, and every Sunday we bring something new in DAX so that you can learn something new in Power BI DAX. So today what we are going to do, we are going to see how we can select a quarter from a slicer and a year, and then correspondingly we can see what is the sales for the last year for the same quarter as well as the last quarter of the last year. As you can see on my screen, I have selected quarter 1 and then I have selected a year. So these are my two slices over here, and correspondingly I have three cards. The very first card is total sales for the selected time period, that means for the first quarter of 2012. Then I have last year last quarter's sales, that means this one would give you the sales for the last quarter of the last year, that is quarter 4 for 2011. And the lastly, there is the same period last year, that means the quarter first for the 2011, because currently I have selected 2012. If you would like to select any other quarter, for example quarter 2, and then if you would like to select any other year too, then you will see the correspondingly the different cards are showing the different values. So how did I achieve it? Let's check that out. So in order to achieve this, first of all, we have to create three different measures. And in these three different measures, we are going to apply certain filters. First of all, let's see our data model, how we have arranged the different tables. So once again, I have used the AdventureWorks 2019 data model. And over here, this is my fact table, and there are the different dimensional tables like dim product table, dim currency, dim sales, and dim customer, dim date, and fact internet sales regions table. So this is a disconnected table right now. But for this video, we are gonna need only two tables. That means fact internet sales table and dim date table. Now the dim date table is very important because first of all, you need the quarter numbers and calendar years. So as you can see that in my dim date table, I have separate fields, but the fields that we are gonna need here is first the calendar quarter. So which quarter is it? Is it first, second, and third? This is required so that in our slicer we have the different quarter values, and then we are gonna need the calendar year. Which year is it? It's also gonna be another slicer. So two are the most important values. But before going further, I would like to tell you that you should mark your date table as a date table. And how you can do that? You have to come under the fields, you have to select your table. Once you will select the table, then you will see under the table tools, there is an option mark as date table. Why we are marking it as a date table? So that we can use all the time based or the time intelligence DAX functions properly to calculate the right values. So here you can select this mark as date table. Once we are done with this, so what we can do, we'll come on the home tab and let me show you now my DAX functions that I have created. So the very first that I have created is a measure, which is the total sales selected time period. That means whatever time period I'm selecting over here, it would give you the sales corresponding to that time period only. So our first slicer is the quarters and the second one is the year one. So I'm coming over here and here total sales measure. Here I'm just selecting some of the fact internet sales table sales amount. Now the second one is the last year quarter sales. So how we can select the last year last quarter sales? Let me show you the last year last quarter sales. So it's a bit tricky one. So what I'm doing over here, you can see that first I'm using the calculate function and then total sales selected time period. That means my total sales, the first measure that I've created, and I'm filtering this first on the dim date. I'm using all so that I can remove all other filters on the dim date table. And since we have to create only for the last quarter of the last year, the very first thing that we have to apply that the quarter number should be 4, because in a year we have 4 quarter only and we have to calculate it for the last quarter. So that would be quarter equals to 4. And then I'm giving a condition and n, that means the n condition, and the year should be the selected year minus 1. So this calendar year is comparing with the selected value. So selected value is another DAX function which is going to return you the value that you have selected under your slicer. And over here we have the calendar year as another slicer. So I'm getting that value from there, like for example in our case 2013, and subtracting 1 out of that. So that would give me 2012. That means the last year. So no matter which year you are selecting, it would deduct 1 from that year. So if you are selecting 2014, that would return you 2013 and so on. So this would give us the last year, last quarter sales. Now the last one is where we have to calculate the same period last year. So for that, what I have done, if you will check the same period last year sale, here I'm using another DAX that is same period last year. I have already created a video on that. If you don't know what is same period last year, basically what it's gonna do, it's gonna get all those dates for the same period but the last year. You can either come like, okay, I'm gonna select it value from the slicer and then I can deduct 1. That you can also do, but here we have more simplified way to calculate our values, so we can use the same period last year. So that's how we are gonna get the same dates of the last year rather than the current year. And then it would give you whatever quarter you are selecting over here and the year. So corresponding to that, it would go just 1 year back and would give you the values. So that's how we are getting all these values. So guys, this question has been asked to me from one of you on my personal email address, and that's how I created these measures, and I thought it would be a good idea to present you something like this on any of the DAX Sundays video. And that's what I did over here, and I hope you like this video and it would help you to write your DAX measures efficiently, or you can solve a lot of problems for your measures using DAX. So guys, you can contact us on Facebook, Instagram or Twitter. Otherwise, you can directly email us your problems and questions at connect@biconsultingpro.com. Guys, thank you very much for watching our videos, connecting with us, subscribing our channel and being a support for us. We appreciate your feedback, so please don't forget to provide your feedback, and also you can connect with us on our LinkedIn channels. Please don't forget to subscribe our video and hit the bell icon for the latest updates.